presentation of benefits for educational technology. This is to instruct newcomers to educational technology about the reasons why we should be using more educational technology in our classrooms and the benefits of it. This is primarily for teachers who have not yet embraced it in their classrooms, or they are just now starting to get interested in it. If you are a teacher who already utilizes educational technology in your classroom, then this probably will not be as beneficial for you. So let's get started. So the question becomes, why do we need educational technology in our schools? Well, first of all, more and more schools are transitioning to one-to-one. And what one-to-one means is that for every individual student, there is a device for them, such as a Chromebook, an iPad, or even a laptop. So if you're a brand new teacher going into the field, this may be something that you will have to come up across, where you're going into a school district that has one-to-one, or a school district that is going one-to-one very soon. If you are a current teacher in a school district that is transitioning to one-to-one, then that means you'll be not needing to modify your curriculum to be able to be on this educational platform. Secondly, as a school system, it is our responsibility to get our students ready for the outside world. According to a study done by CNBC, since 2002, 517 jobs out of 545 have increased or started utilizing digital tools. What this means is that more and more occupations out there are becoming technologically based. Even the occupations that even a few years ago would have been considered manual or low skill jobs, they are now requiring that their applicants have technology with them. So our students need to be able to have these skills to be competitive on this type of market. Lastly, our students are using education on a daily basis when they're in school with us, but they're using technology on a daily basis. They are using smartphones, they use computers, and it is our responsibility as educators to be making sure that they are using this information and this source of information responsibly and accurately. And we'll talk a little bit more on a next slide regarding digital literacy, but basically we are trying to make our well-rounded students to become more advanced in the technology field. So while there are many, many benefits of educational technology, I will be covering 6 basic benefits, and those are going to be fairly broad to where they can encompass many, many more benefits as well. The first one, and probably the largest one, is that it makes it easier for teachers to do their job. They have auto-grade technology out there for tests to help out with grading essays, to being able to provide more feedback, audio feedback, video feedback. There are so many options out there that teachers can utilize, probably even more than they can possibly ever use, but they have that technology available to them to make their jobs easier. Additionally, we all remember the days of getting packets and packets of information that were printed out on paper, and as teachers, we've printed off thousands of sheets of paper that if we had been able to cut half of that down, it would have been a lot more beneficial to the environment by cutting down the amount of paper that we use and recycle by having more online assignments and utilizing online technology. Secondly, it does increase student engagement. We are using the same tools, the same programs that these students are using on their own daily basis, that it's getting them already engaged more by being able to be familiar with what they're doing, and also they find it more fun. So half the battle these days is getting students more involved and more engaged in their learning, and this is one way to do that. Next, we are improving digital literacy. And what digital literacy means is the student's ability to be able to read and understand things on the internet, being able to understand current technology as well as the ability to learn new technology, and they are being able to use that information in productive ways, being able to create things online. A second part of that is also called digital citizenship. Essentially, the internet is now a new world outside of the real world that we live in, where students have Facebook, Twitter, social media accounts of all kinds, and they are seeing very negative things out there as well as very positive things. So, being a citizen online, meaning a good person who is standing up for what they believe in and promoting good things, is important. Especially since in the last few years we've been seeing an increase of politics on social media, or seeing an increase of causes on social media. And so it's our job as educators to make sure that we are preparing our students for that world out there as well as the real world. Next, it has increased accessibility for students, especially for students who are not in school very often or they're out of school a lot of times. It allows them to be able to not miss their assignments or not miss the work that they've been doing, such as athletes or students that are very involved with class trips or field trips like FBLA, FCCLA, things like that, or students that have undergone surgical procedures and they have to be out of school for a long period of time. This is a way for them to keep up with the work that they are missing, so that way something like that doesn't impact their education too bad. Lastly, we will be saving a lot of money for teachers, for students, and for districts. Imagine if our textbooks are online. We don't have to pay for print textbooks anymore. Our lesson plans that we got them from online and didn't have to pay for them. Students don't have to go out and buy notebooks and notebooks of things that they're going to be putting information in. They can just have a Google Drive, or they can have a flash drive. It allows them to be able to save more money in the long run. At the beginning, though, for districts going one-to-one, it's going to cost a lot of money. But in the long run, they could be saving a lot more without having to buy textbooks or instructional supplies every 5 to 10 years. So now you are possibly wondering about how to get started with this. There is a massive amount of research out there, resources out there, and it's very overwhelming at first. So then the question becomes, how do you get started? Where do you go? First of all, I would start with reaching out to your fellow teachers, because I guarantee you there are teachers in your building who are using educational technology, and it's working for them, it's working for their students who might possibly be your students as well. So reach out to them, ask them what's going on. That is an easy way for us as teachers to collaborate and work with each other, and it's free, and we are able to collaborate and work best with each other as a professional learning community. Next, you can subscribe to educational technology blogs and newsletters. There are tons of them available on the internet that if you just type in educational technology, you'll find many newsletters, many magazines, many online blogs, and you can subscribe to them and read about the latest technology available out there and see other teachers that are using it and how they are using it. Lastly, visit ed tech conferences. In our school district, we have the ability to go to this conference every year called RSET, where teachers are going there and they are actually showcasing the things that they've done with educational technology. They're sharing their information with other teachers. And there are places like this all over the United States, and all you have to do is ask your principal if your district is part of one of those, because our district, we're able to go to this for free, and many other of these ed tech conferences, they're either maybe free or they shouldn't be too expensive. So reach out to your principal and see if there's anything that you can do there. On the next two slides, I do have the references, so if you liked any of the information that was in my PowerPoint, you can look up more benefits, more educational resources